What's going on, you guys? It's Queer Phyrexia. We are back with a new video. Welcome to 2024 on the channel. I am so excited to get into the year with y'all. Yes, we are doing, this is the first video. This is unscripted. Today we are going to be talking about the one thing that all Magic players share in common, and that is that we use card sleeves to protect our most valuable and precious cards. And we're going to be talking about what my personal opinion on what card sleeves you should be using in this year 2024 should be. We're going to be going over 4 of what are, in my opinion, the top competitors. We have, of course, the classic Dragon Shield. We have Katanas by Ultimate Guard. My new favorite, Hyper Pheonix. I'll talk to you guys about them later. And Apex Victory by Gem Accessories. We're going to be comparing these 4 sleeves, and I'm going to be shuffling them live. I'm going to be giving my personal opinion as I shuffle through them. And yeah, we're going to start. We're just going to start. We're going to get right into it, starting with the classic Dragon Shield. All right, so we're starting with Dragon Shields. This is a deck I recently sleeved. So we are going to get into it. These are all going to be commander decks. We're starting with Dragon Shield, and we're going to give it the classic shuffle. I'm just going to get in there. I'm going to shuffle, and we're going to see how we like the shuffle so far. I've noticed that these sleeves are catching on the corners. This is typical with Dragon Shield. We're not going to be... These are specifically the matte dual... Not dual mats, just plain Dragon Shield mats. I'm not bringing dual mats into this because I am personally very biased against those sleeves. I'm not a fan. I don't think they are good sleeves. They are the only sleeves I've ever torn in my entire history of sleeving decks, outside of a few inner sleeves, but we're not going to talk about inner sleeves today. I have my own personal opinion of what inner sleeves you should be using. They are Dragon Shields. The Dragon Shield inner sleeves are very good. So far, these are the sleeves you get when you are in a pinch, right? Like, Dragon Shields are typically what all LGSs carry. They're new. They're not new. They're like the test of time. Dragon Shields are, they're just the classic Magic the Gathering sleeve. That's what most people are accustomed to and what most people use. So far, yeah, I've noticed these catching a lot as I've shuffled. You can kind of hear it. Let me move my microphone down here and see if it'll pick it up. Get some sleeve ASMR. See if my microphone will pick it up. And if you can't hear it, it's like this slight little, see if I can dramatic size it for you. It's like where the edges are catching against each other. It's not great. So far, Dragon Shields are not scoring very high on my list. I think we should be moving away from this company when it comes to their outer sleeves. So next, we're going to be going for the Ultimate Guard sleeves. The katanas, as you can see, are very slippery. Brand new. I don't think that's necessarily a problem. I do think they are good. Again, so they only come with 1 extra sleeve. Dragon Shields usually come with 3 to 4, depending on where you are. These sleeves are brand new. They're very slippery, very sleek. But so far, I mean, right out of the gate, they're shuffling a lot better than Dragon Shields were. They are smooth. They're buttery. Dragon Shields, or not Dragon Shields, Ultimate Guards. Ultimate Guard Katanas are typically a tighter fit than Dragon Shields. I will go back and we'll compare through those in just a few minutes. We'll talk about them more. Right now, this is the shuffling part of the video. So far, there's no catching as I pull this up to here, just normal sleeve sounds. Yeah, I like these quite a bit. I did talk about these a lot last year. There are a lot of my friends who are very hyped on this company and the katana specifically. Going into Ultimate Guard, I am not a fan of the Cortex sleeves. I think they are bad. They're a good budget option if you're like sleeving a Precon in them, But yeah, so far, I mean, these are shuffling just fine. I have noticed some differences between prints. Sometimes they feel different. I don't know how to necessarily describe it, but the sleeves feel different. They shuffle a little different. But yeah, Ultimate Guard Katanas are like kicking it out of the park. Not getting very much catching at all. They're shuffling just fine. And yeah, this is like as expected for me. If you've never shuffled a set of these, I highly recommend. So far, they're buttery, they're clean, they just like slide right into place, as to be expected from Ultimate Guard. Okay, next we're going to be talking about Gem Accessories Apex Victory sleeves. These are new. They, I literally just got these in the mail the other day. These are a newer sleeve that is just recently come out onto the market. So far, first shuffle was really clean. It's a little stiffer than the katanas are. They are shuffling just fine though. I've shuffled this deck maybe once to Goldfish before this recording, so these are like still very new. They're shuffling very, very good so far. I will say they are not as buttery as the katanas, but they are still a very good shuffle. They're not as slippery right out of the box. They're not as slippery as the katanas are. They still are a little slick, but they're not as slippery as the Ultimate Guards were. They're shuffling. They seem to be shuffling just fine in comparison to the katanas. I would say these are maybe on the same level, if not just slightly below katana so far as shuffle feel goes. Like I said, these are like, they do feel, it does feel like a bit more stiff of a shuffle. It's not as like buttery as I keep saying. But so far, I mean, not so bad. Like, these are damn good sleeves so far. We'll talk more about these in just a second, but shuffle feel so far seems just fine. Last but not least, we are going to be shuffling up some Hyper Pheonix from KMC. I'm high key on these sleeves. These are my go-tos. They are just like the katanas, very slick right out of the package, but just as buttery and smooth. Like, look at that. It is just like, the shuffle feel is so good. Yeah, like, they are like just about as slick out of the box as katanas. I'm gonna put these like right there with katanas. Like, if you like katanas, you'll like these sleeves. They are just as good, if not, in my opinion, a little better. We'll talk about why I think they're better towards the end of the video. This, like I said earlier, this portion is just for shuffling, and so far I'm not getting any catches. None of that catch we were getting from the Dragon Shield box. Dragon Shield seems to be the only sleeves we've been catching with. These are buttery, just like the katanas were. They seem to be really good. Obviously, I think they're really good. I might be biased when looking at these sleeves, but the proof is in the pudding. Like, you can see how like just easily they're gliding through my hands as I'm shuffling these. They are real easy. They are not as tough as the Apex Victory sleeves were. I like these sleeves a lot, and we'll talk a little bit more about why here in just a second. And you need cards to put in those sleeves, right? So why not go to TCGplayer.com and get the cards you want today? You can build thousands of decks with the library of cards you can get from TCG Player. I mean, come on, it's a no-brainer. TCG Player is home to thousands, if not millions, of singles you can get and precons. They have their own sleeves, deck boxes, playmats, you name it, you can get it at TCG Player, and you can get it within 4 days when using the express checkout, if the option applies, through their direct service. That's right. You can do the direct service by TCG Player and get them within 4 days. How amazing is that, right? Like, I'm not doing this off the fly. You're doing this off the fly, and you should never do anything off the fly unless you're buying cards. You should buy your cards at TCGplayer.com today. All right, so in this portion of the video, we're going to be going over like how the cards fit in the sleeves, like the differences between like where the tops end and how like thick the sleeves are. So we're going to start with the KMCs and why I like these sleeves. These sleeves are like super tight. They are super thick. Like, I wouldn't say they're super thick, but like the fit is like a little bit thicker comparison. I don't know if you can tell by like looking top down at this, but I do think the KMCs are just like, they're the most snug fit that you can get on the market right now. I don't like these, like there's no bending on the corners after any of those shuffles. These sleeves, they're sturdy, they are compact in the sense that like your card's not going anywhere while you're shuffling them. Yeah, I can sing many more blessings about these sleeves, but let's talk about the Apex Victories from Gem Accessories next. I will say these are like in a similar boat where they're a nice snug fit. I will say I don't like how the sleeve is just a little looser. I will say I do notice a little bending on the edges of these sleeves. It's not a ton, but there is a little. This is they feel a little thinner in terms of like quality. Like the sleeve itself feels just a little bit thinner itself, but overall, like these sleeves, they're new to the market. They're gonna have to go through the test of time and quality and see if they keep that quality as they continue production. So far though, no complaints. I would recommend buying these. They're really good so far. I would say like this is gonna be hard for me to pick, even though I do love the the Hyper Pheonixes from KMC. These are a definite good pick. The next ones we're going to talk about are the katanas. I like these sleeves a lot. The katanas are good. I'm not noticing a ton of wear and tear on the corners. I will say there is just a tiniest, like even slighter than the Apex Victories. These are a little looser in terms of like the insert where the card goes. They like jumble around a little bit. I've noticed in the past when shuffling these decks, like the card will shift like slightly like up or down in the sleeve. Overall, I think these place like really high on my list of sleeves in comparison to like everything else that's out there. So far, I do think these three are my top three though. Like these are the top three sleeves in my opinion. Last but not least, Dragon Shield. Let's talk about Dragon Shield for a second. They are loose in the terms of there's a lot more product on these sleeves in terms of like how much wiggle room the card has in the sleeve. There's like, it's like maybe a centimeter extra. Surprisingly, there is a bit of bend curling on the edge of this sleeve on this corner. I don't know if the camera's going to be able to pick it up because it is slight, but it is more noticeable than the other sleeves I've looked at. These sleeves are also like the thinnest of the batch. They are like thin. They are like bendy in terms of like the quality of the sleeve. It's like kind of bendy. I mean, like these are classic, right? Like this is what every LGS carries. But I don't think that is enough to sell me on these anymore. I don't know if I'm going to be buying these ever again after discovering the other three sleeves we have on the table. It's just, yeah, I'm real sick and tired of getting Dragon Shields and the corners bending. Like, I've also noticed that the mats scoff a lot with Dragon Shields. They like scoff on the back. It's like, I think you can like, you know, if you like wet your finger a little and wipe it, it'll go away, but like it's very annoying to deal with and I don't think I like it. So that being said, out of the 4 we've talked about today, I do think I have to go ahead and give the victory to the KMC's Hyper Pheonix. These are my pick for the best sleeves you should be using this year. Don't sleep on KMC. They are back with a vengeance. Fuck what you've heard previously about their quality issues. They're back. These sleeves are god tier, in my opinion. They are S rank. They are the best in the business right now. In my opinion, I will say, this is all my opinion. KMC's best. I will say, unfortunately, Apex, I am going to need to see where your quality production lies in the next year before I'm able to give you a proper real assessment. Gem accessories. So, Katanas, Ultimate Guard, number 2. These were my go-to before I found the KMCs, so I will say these are number 2 for me. These I'm going to buy every time over Dragon Shields. This is garbage. Get it out of here. We don't want it. We don't want it. We don't need it. There's like, I've shown you 3 sleeves that you've maybe not even heard of, and there's a lot more out there. There's a lot more sleeves out there. Quiver Time makes sleeves. Ultra Pro, just not even talk about them. There's so many sleeve companies you can try from. I just highly recommend you try these. These are where you need to be. These are where I'm going to be for almost all my decks going forward. When we're talking about inner sleeves, I will say Dragon Shields, unfortunately, still holds up. Their inner sleeves are the inner sleeves I buy. And I think they are the industry standard for what double sleeves need to be. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what kind of sleeves you'll be rocking in 2024. And if you're going to be giving KMC Hyper Pheonixes a try, this video is not sponsored. These are just my favorite. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, we will see you guys in the next video. Yeah. Queer Phyrexia out.